you were already told by teachers that this is where you fit in.
No, well, as a black person or in general?
No, in general.
Oh.
But this tends to happen to a lot of black people. Like, as you know, as long as I can remember, this you're good enough for this. Already in primary school, they can already determine that you're not going to go to university. Do you get what I'm saying?
What is that based on?
That is based on, I would say, as black children or black kids in Germany, there wasn't enough done to help us. There wasn't a lot done to understand us. No, we're not dumb. Not at all. We're not dumb. Do you know what I'm saying? But this, it was an everyday thing. A lot of black people were just being pushed to that. After this and this many years, go and work. You can't go to university because
there's no point.
There's no point. That's what they will tell you, and you can't do anything about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it still the same thing, or now is it?
So I'm not really sure with how the system works now, but back in the day, this is what was happening. That's why you wouldn't see a lot of black people in certain industries in this country. No, it's scarce because from like young, they've already told you now you're not good enough for this. So I think that mentality, that also fueled this this boxed thinking that we have, this mindset of not being able to achieve this, achieve that, because no one is doing it, because this has been instilled in us from young.
This is how it should be.
This is how it should be.
Better not
This is the reason why I ended up in the UK, or me and my brother ended up in the UK. Like it was never part of our plans to be in the UK. One day my dad just got up and said, "You're going to UK now." Now. I'm telling you now, bro, on the spot. It was a Sunday. He came back from church and then he was on the phone to his relative in the UK. And as soon as he hung up the phone, "You're going to the UK now. Pack a bag. And we packed and we went that night.
Wow.
On a bus, Flix bus. we drove to Germany to the UK.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how we ended up there. It's because of like school, the systems in school and what they do. It's marginal. Like it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. So
I think Germany feels like a little bit of an industrial complex, and I get that from speaking to people. It's like you're brought up to understand that you're going into the 9-to-5 work system to pay taxes, to prop up the economy and the social security, and all of those things. That's how Germany feels to me.
So you wouldn't even think of let me set up a business. Let me try and do this. Let me try and branch out. No.
Because people look at you weird. Yeah. Like for example, the podcast studio. I rent out my podcast studio. Every time someone comes here, like let's say someone from another race comes here to shoot a podcast, and I open the door and they see me as a black man, there's always this look. You know that look where it's kind of like, oh, I didn't expect you to be. I didn't expect you. And once I go downstairs with them, the conversations they have with me in regards to how I started you can tell that they are surprised at how confident I can be to decide that I'm going to start a podcast studio and I want to rent it out. So I think maybe it's built in. Whereby in the UK, if you start that, people be like, "Oh, man, that's a good idea, man." Exactly. Do you know what I mean? That's it. But here it feels like people are always shocked to hear. That And I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day. He born in Germany, black guy, and I said to him, "This is part of my Britishness. British people, we're just very overconfident." I said to him that if my daughters grew up and had to apply for jobs, for me as a father, I think I failed.
Wow.
And he looked at me like, "What?"
Wow.
I'm like, "Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want none of my daughters to apply for any jobs from anyone.
Wow.
How I'm going to achieve that, I'm working on it, but that's, for me as a father, that's my goal."
And, I mean, that is amazing, number one. Number two, like, obviously if you're from the UK, I don't expect this to come from someone in Germany.
They looked at me very weird. Like,
Do you get what I'm saying?
what are you talking about?
And
how is that even possible?
Exactly.
What are you talking
For you to
about?
be able to put that
Yeah.
target and that goal in front of you and be like, I want to achieve that. That is mind like, and you don't want. Yeah.
So I think it's there's a lot of kind of mind building that goes on here.
100%. 100%.
If we go back to your ministry, for me, I think that the youth, the younger people are going to be like the next step in which Black Germany can go. The younger people also, from what I see, they have this opportunity to mix more with other races and there's more interracial cliques and their friends kind of like they're getting more connected to other races. What parts do you think the church should play in molding them to uplift themselves and other Black people and kind of push the Black congregation and the Black community forward?
Hold English services. Number one. We need to step away from the tree and then the languages from home. We need to move past that. We need to be able to like create a space for other people, other cultures, to be able to participate. That's number one. Because we, as we said earlier, we like to stick to what we know. We like to stick to what we know. There was one time I came across this artist, a singer, and I was amazed at her like how good she was and the type of music she was putting out. And I never knew this person was in this country.
What's her name?
Deborah. Her name's Deborah. I think it's Deborah. She's Congolese. But obviously, I'll never find out because I only know of Ghanaians doing this. I don't know of Congolese. But if we were more, in tune with other cultures, there'll be there's a lot of talents in other, ethnic groups as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think the church just needs to do more to break that barrier, that country barrier. I think they need to do more to break that because, as I said, it's the older generation that have set that standard. But it's now our time.
It's like, even for me as somebody, like I said, I'm not the super religious person, but I would love to see ministers such as yourself in Germany kind of pick up that baton and say, okay, we're going to try and make everything exclusive. I would love to be a part of that in any way that I can possibly help. So I think that would definitely be something that you guys can start thinking about.
100%. 100%. I mean, we're trying our best. We're trying our best to do that. We don't want to, marginalize the. No. We're trying to branch out, break out. Like, let's get everyone involved. Let's get the Germans involved. You know, not just the Black community, but everyone. So I mean, there's this other church as well. I don't know how long they've been there for, but I've seen that there's a lot of cultures, a lot of people Black people from different countries going there, and like it's amazing, what they're doing, and it's like a new thing. It never used to be that way. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just believe the thing that we need to, the older generation needs to hand the reins to the younger generation.
You're not going to.
So that's where the problem is.
Going to. The reason why I wanted to speak to you was I know that the Black church is a huge part of any Black community in terms of shaping the minds of the people and stuff like that. So I was hoping that maybe if I get someone like you, and you can obviously speak to your circle of friends, and you can in your church kind of start to bring up these ideas that we're trying to bring everybody together and trying to develop everyone and push the culture forward. You were telling me about an event that you have. Do you want to elaborate on that?
So we have an event that's coming up on the 5th and 6th of July. It's like a 2-day conference. It's called the Convergence. So it's the convergence of His power and His glory, talking about God. and the theme is the divine alignment. So we expect people to come and find their purpose, find their path, what they're meant to do in life. We want to inspire people to be the best version of themselves that God has ordained for them to be.